I recently bought a new place with my brother, so I thought I'd bring you and Junior around for a tour and show you what £140,000 gets you in Scotland. I actually kidnapped my parents' cat Harry as well, just to see what he thought of the new place, but he was not keen at all. Now of course, I'll be showing you all of the rooms as they are, but throughout this video I'm also going to be using interior designers and architects that I have hired through today's sponsor, Fiverr. Using the measurements I sent them along with ideas I pinched off Pinterest, these designers will be creating digital 3D versions of each room so that you can see a real life before, then a futuristic after of what we're hoping this house might end up looking like. So to get started with the tour, first up we have the thing that I'm most excited about in this place, and that's the fact that it has a garden with an amazing view of the hill behind our village. I'm very much looking forward to sitting out here in the summer with the SPF 50,000. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have likely seen the sneak peek I posted the other day of this garden view and the stream which runs down beside it. This stream runs off the hill and through the middle of our village 24/7, and I really love the sound of natural running water, and I've always wanted to live next to water in some form, whether that be the sea, a loch, a river, or just this little stream. So I'm very pleased about this aspect of the house. In its current state, the garden isn't too exciting, so I hired a guy called a hero on Fiverr, sent him a very rough diagram of the garden, some pictures of it in its current state, and a few photos I'd found on Pinterest to give him an idea of what we would eventually want it to look like. And just because I know some people will probably ask this question, that big container in the garden holds the oil supply for the house. A few days after sending over the pictures and measurements, a hero came back with these 3D renders, which I was delighted with. It's really cool to see what this space could look like if we fill it out with plants and some seating. And when spring rolls around, we'll get started on bringing this kind of idea to life, and of course I'll be sure to make some videos showing the garden makeover process. Moving inside, we have this big living room / kitchen area. This part of the house was a modern extension which was added to the front of the house later in its life. The front of the house has been here since at least the 1800s, although it's probably more likely that it's been here since the 1700s, so it doesn't share the same roof as this back part of the house. At the moment, this space is quite dark, so our biggest plan for this room is to raise the ceiling in this section of the house by 1 meter and put in some Velux roof windows on the southeast facing side, which currently has no windows. Doing this will open up the room massively and bring in a lot more natural light, which I think will really just transform this place. To get an idea of what the raised roof with added windows would look like, along with a new kitchen and some upgraded interiors for the living room, I hired an interior designer from Fiverr named Zubair. I gave him some measurements of the house and some pictures of what we would maybe like the kitchen and living room to look like, and he came back with these amazing renders. I went with the premium option for Zubair's services, which was $300, and I'm really glad I did because of just how lifelike it all looks. One thing that I really loved with Zubair's design was his decision to take away the breakfast bar in the kitchen. We were initially going to just put in another breakfast bar here when we upgrade the kitchen, but by taking this breakfast bar away and putting a round dining table next to the kitchen instead, you have much less restriction with the space. It opens up the whole room, and you can use the dining chairs as extra seating when you have the ladies round for cocktails. My brother and I still aren't completely set on a kitchen colour or style, and don't know if we're going to go light or dark, modern or traditional. At one point I had suggested doing a light kitchen and then putting a Smeg fridge here to give a pop of retro colour, but in the end I decided that I was not keen to spend $2,000 on a fridge that has Smeg written across it, so we ditched that idea. Outside the kitchen you have the stairs which lead down to the front door, as this is actually more of an upstairs flat or apartment than a regular house. And a little further along the hallway and into your right, you have the bathroom. As part of that $300 package that I mentioned before, Zubair also designed a new bathroom here. Just like before, I gave him the measurements and some pictures of what we wanted the space to look like, and he came back with this, which again, I'm so impressed with. I know it is quite a simple layout, but I just really like the look of these clean, open bathrooms, so I think that's probably what we'll end up going for. At the end of the hallway, you have two decent sized bedrooms. On the left, you have the smaller of the two, which also comes with this fairly large cupboard wardrobe. Because this isn't a load-bearing wall, we're intending on just knocking this down and opening the bedroom back up to a regular square-ish design, but perhaps still keeping the built-in shelving for storage. I had a builder come in to look at the place and just discuss the viability of our ideas, and he suggested putting a kind of invisible or flush door in front of that storage so that it's almost like a hidden wardrobe. So that's something cool that we're considering here. And on the opposite side of the hallway, we have the larger of the two bedrooms. We're thinking that this could be a bedroom slash office space, as this awkwardly shaped wall could actually work quite well as a place to slot in a desk and some additional storage. To visualize our plans for these two rooms, I hired a designer on Fiverr called Maher, who does these smart little 3D isometric designs which can help you figure out what your space can hold. Just like with the other sellers, I sent him the measurements and a couple of pictures to give him an idea of the style we're after, which tends to be bright and fairly minimal, and he came back with these designs. For the bigger bedroom, he sent us two different options, one with a single bed and one with a double, but I would always opt for the double since it seems like there's plenty of room for it. So yeah, once again, very impressed with what this designer came up with, and it helped us visualize the space. And to give you all a good look at the full house layout, I hired an architect from Fiverr named Atif, and using some pictures of the inside plus a drawing which highlights the phallic nature of our house, Atif created this nifty 3D visualization to give you all a better understanding of the layout and size of the house. And please, no one use this as a blueprint to burgle us. So I'm interested to hear your thoughts on our plans and the 3D designs that I've shown. Would you do anything different if it was your space? And what style would you go for in the kitchen? Light or dark, modern or traditional, smeg or no smeg? Let me know what you think, because we're still in the planning process and open to any ideas. And if you want to redecorate your bedroom, kitchen or entire house using some help from the same Fiverr sellers I used in this video, I'll be linking them down below, and if you use code GEORGE10 at checkout, you'll get 10% off any purchase that you make. I am actually going to be filming the whole renovation process of this house, so if that's your kind of thing, then get that subscribe button clicked. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate you taking a second to leave a like. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.